today?
Just a little bit of cough.
A little bit of cough.
That's a prime bomb.
You know, you've really gotten a good winning move on the road, but this is your first time at home in quite some time. What was it like just to hear the crowd and be on the right end?
I just felt good being home. Obviously it's always better to pitch at home. Obviously this park, helps us with that. But just having that crowd behind you and just kind of the way it feels to be out there when you're in your own element. And you got your home team behind you and your home crowd behind you. It makes it a little easier and definitely helps you rise to the occasion in big innings. So definitely today helped.
If you had to maybe pick one or two reasons why your command has been so much better and that you've been able to keep the ball down the last several starts, what would you say?
Just working. I know it's been a long year, and it never stopped. You never stop working. You never stop trying to get better. So I've been just kind of stuck at that point. At the halfway point where I was like, I got nothing to lose. Just might as well put everything in and leave everything out there on the field. So I've been just trying to do that and just focus a little bit better here in between pitches, and I think that's allowed me to make better pitches and not let guys get away from me as easily.
Tim, it seems like you've solved some problems in the stretch too. You feel much more comfortable in the stretch now.
Yeah, I'm getting there a little bit better, a little bit piece by piece. At times it feels like it gets away from me, but you find that timing and your body just clicks and it works right. And you just try to repeat that. So
it was kind of a weird sequence of events there. In the 6th and 7th inning, was it hard to keep your focus during?
No, not really. Those things are going to happen during the game. It's just got to control my mentality a little bit. I got a little bit frustrated out there just because, I want to be able to get through that inning. It's been a while since I've even gotten through a 7th inning, so for me, that would be big, and I didn't. But, my defense did a great job. FL came in and got that great double play, so that was awesome.
When you have a streak of 11 in a row sit down, and I think only 1 in the air, 7 ground balls, what does that sort of indicate to you, or what kind of feedback do you take from that?
Just stuff's moving down, sinker, slider, which is pretty much what I went to today, with the exception of a couple change-ups here and there. But those are the pitches that I have to get working, to get ground balls, to get out of innings, to avoid those, big hits, home runs, those kind of things. So, just trying to work down in the zone and get some ground balls, and some of them turn out to strikeouts, and some of them just turn into great plays by me.
Your manager said that's the Timmy. That's the Timmy we know lately. Do you feel like you're kind of your old self?
Yeah, I feel like I'm getting back to there. But there's that fine point where you feel like you're going out there and everything's just kind of working by itself. I haven't reached that point yet. I still feel like I'm grinding a little bit, but those harder situations are getting easier to get out of.
I know it's probably 100th on the list of things that are important to you now, but you did get your ERA below 5.
No, just winning is really all that matters right now. We're in September, and every win it matters. So I care less about my ERA right now. As on a personal level, I really would like that to get better. But if we come out for the win and we come out on top, that's really all I'm going for on that day.
Are you starting to feel like shadows are getting a little longer, getting closer to the postseason, readying yourself mentally for a postseason start again?
Yeah, definitely. It's kind of there. I kind of feel like the season, at least from my point of view, I felt like the season's kind of gone by fast just from what I went through in that first half and trying to just eliminate that. I'm just kind of focusing on the second half. Kind of put that help alleviate that pressure to do what I thought I needed to be doing, or doing what everybody else thought I needed to be doing. I just need to go out there and pitch and make good pitches and get outs, and that's really all they're asking for. That's really all I can do.
All right, where are you going? Can you talk a little bit about working with Hector Sanchez? It seems that you guys. Can you talk a little bit about working with Hector Sanchez? It seems that you guys get him along.
Yeah, he's we find a good rhythm. As the game gets going on. And we've thrown to each other a few times now, actually quite a bit of times now. So he has kind of a knack of what I want to go to. I'm going to throw a lot of breaking ball pitches, stuff in the dirt. He's done a great job of digging those out and beating the shit out of them at times. But he just keeps battling and going back there and catching. So. That's really all you can ask for, and he's been doing a great job back there for me and for the team. So anything extra is awesome from him.
Tim, you pitched so much better in your last 10 starts. Do you find yourself getting better a little bit each time that you've gone out in the last month or so?
Yeah, I guess. I can't really gauge my last 10 starts or anything like that, but I try to gauge it off the previous one, and I feel like this one was better than the last.